How's it going? Is collaborating a good idea or a bad idea? That's what we're going to talk about real quick. I personally think it's the best idea. There's no better way to learn than to bring in somebody else who's got a different school of thought, who hasn't learned the same way you have, who has totally different influences. Any chance you get to collaborate with somebody, you should take advantage of it. And not only take advantage, make it easy. Like, if they want stems, give them stems. If they want multi-tracks, give them multi-tracks. If they want, give them whatever they want. Because, and in the same token, if it makes more sense for them to send you stuff, you do whatever needs to be done to make the client happy. Because at the end of the day, you want the client happy. That can sometimes work out being some sort of a complement of two different mixers or two different producers or two different, this has happened before. It's a magic. Whenever I'm around musicians and producers who are passionate about their craft and they're open-minded and they're creative, it's like magic happens. If you let it. If you stand in the way, then you just become a problem and nobody wants to work with you. So I've always been as open as can possibly be. And especially in like this day and age, it's pretty easy to collaborate, in a lot of different ways, but sending stems out, that's a piece of cake. When you run through outboard gear, it makes it a little harder because you have to go in real time through your console, through your gear, through your effects chain. But it's possible. You just have to do it and spend the time to do it because it just takes time. The idea is any way possible that you can collab is a great thing. So do it. Be open to it. In my opinion, it's the best way to grow. And don't think to yourself, I want to keep this for myself. That's the most ridiculous thing ever. The higher up you go, the more you realize everybody's collabing. Lots of collabs with everybody. So another thing is it's not yours to begin with. You know what I mean? You were just lucky enough to work on the project. And that's how I feel every project I work on. I'm happy to be working on it, but you always got to be willing to give people what they want. At the end of the day, it's just time for what they want. And as long as they're willing to pay for the time, you should be willing to give people whatever they want. I stand behind that firmly. And that goes for the same thing about who they want to finish the song. If they want one guy to finish the song, no problem. He could finish the song. It's just everything's got to be discussed as far as what things will sound like. Because it's not the same to take a vocal track and just if you have your vocal in a session running through a bunch of outboard gear, it's not the same as to just drag that vocal from the session into a folder and send it off. Even if you commit the audio of all the stuff in the box, it's not the same. That's just the stuff in the box. What about the stuff outside the box? That whole chain, that whole mix bus, the order of everything, and the way it's blending with the music is creating that vocal sound. So no matter how you look at it, even if you run all the stuff separately through the stuff, it's not going to sound exactly the same at the end, right? It's never going to sound exactly the same because everything hitting the gear separately sounds different than everything hitting the gear at the same time. It's a different sound. Is it much different? That's up for debate. I think it's a little different. So the way I usually like to phrase it is it'll be close, but it won't be the exact same because those words make sense to me, and they're not my words either. I think I heard Andrew Shep say it. I'll just pass the buck. I'm not kidding on that, though. There was a great interview where he said it out loud. He's like, just make sure the client knows that when you're running, because this is when he was using a console. He was like, look, just make sure they know that the sum of the parts is not going to equal the whole, because when you run everything through the gear separately, it doesn't give you the same result as it would if it was all together. So either way, it gives you a result and it's close. That's why we're going with it's close. So that's how I feel. What else? Being open, all right? Be open. Any way possible. Make it easy. Whatever. Do it, all right? Make it easy for them. Piece of cake. Talk to you guys soon. Custom Cut Studios. You guys got this. Take it easy.